We are live. The red light is on. Dave Van Hawkins, Tuesday, October 14th. Grant Dawson, the month is flying by with 14th ranked lightweight in the world. Grant, how are you, sir?
I'm great, man. Thanks for having me on.
Of course, man. Of course. We always have to start the show with the Dawson. We'll have the other Dawson on later on, Pack Show. Michelle Montague, Michael as well in the second hour, G around 2 o'clock. So that gives me and you, Grant, like 50 minutes. Like this is some boy talk right here, some man talk. I love it. So it's gonna be pumped. But let's start with the moment of the hour, my friend. Especially in Fight Bananas land, people come all the time. Seems like they say, Grant, what's going on? What's happening with you? We got a fight news, my man. Pay-per-view December 6th. Grant Dawson is back.
Yeah, man. My last fight was in January, and a lot of time in between. Definitely not what I wanted. Definitely, I wanted to be the most active guy in the UFC. I don't think it's the UFC's fault. I don't think it's really anybody's fault, but it just you get what you get, and you don't throw a fit, I guess. So, almost an entire year later, December, I'll be back in the cage.
I thought about it in a weird way. It's kind of, I'm always that half glass. It's always half full for me. You start the year, on a big show, big pay-per-view with a win, and you can end the year on a big pay-per-view with the win. So that's cool. That's a good little bookend.
Yeah, I wish there was like 2 or 3 more fights in between that start the year and end the year. And it sucks because, I fought early January.
Yeah.
And it was like, oh man, there's no way I don't get 3 fights in this year. I might get 4. Like, this is awesome. And then, it just time starts ticking and you're like, hey, like, don't forget about me. Like, hey guys, I feel like my biggest problem is I get a big win. I get on a little hot streak. People start talking about me. I say the dump truck thing. Everybody's hot. And then I'm gone for too long and people kind of forget, which isn't their fault, but it's like, I got to figure something out where next year I can be more active.
Yeah. For sure. Hey, and everyone can't be Merab Dvalishvili, defend this championship 4 times. We'll get into that in a second. Mega card, UFC 323. Dana White just yesterday, just like, usually it's the main event or main event and co. We got 9 fights yesterday, yourself included, some other fights. We'll talk a lot about it, but I really want to stay more with you. I saw a lot on the interweb, and some of it was like, awesome fight for Grant, great fight opponent, great matchup, all this. And then I did see some other stuff. I want to see what you saw, or if you want to talk about on both sides of it, the positive of it. I also told some, like, Grant, like, hey, we need you. Why aren't you fighting number 7? Why are you not fighting number 9? Like, a lot of people wanted to see you fight up. I know you would want that too, but sometimes that's not how the cookie crumbles. Where are you at mentally just with the fight? And did you see both sides of it of like, oh, Grant, great matchup for you, but wow, if you're fighting outside the ranking once again?
Yeah, I think I'm going to be that guy. I'm going to be that guy that fights the dudes on 5-6 fight win streaks that are trying to get into the rankings, and I'm just going to keep building that win streak. And what's going to end up happening for me is I'm going to be on a card against some nobody, and there's going to be, Oliveira, Hooker, somebody like that who has an opponent drop out, and I step up. That's what it is. And I don't even blame these guys. I don't even blame these guys for not wanting to fight me. I'm way back in the rankings, so they don't want to fight backwards, and nobody really knows who I am. So I get that these guys don't want to fight me. I've come to peace with it. It used to really bug me. It used to really upset me. I used to say, like, I need to get more followers so that people will want to take these fights. But at this point, I'm just so used to it. I'm over it, like, so it is what it is. I'd rather fight frequently and consistently, which isn't even happening, that are guys outside the rankings than fight once a year against guys inside the rankings.
Right. And also too, like, We talked about it on air. I think even we talked about it off air. Sooner or later, Sean Brady said a great word, and we'll talk about that soon. Sean Brady versus Mike Morales is booked for UFC 322. That's the MSG show, headlined by Jack Della Maddalena and Islam Makhachev, your replacement. You said a couple times. He used that word undeniable. He's like, a lot of people are like, Sean, why did you take this fight? You could lose your spot. If you could just hang out, maybe sooner or later you'll get the title fight. And Sean's like two things. He's like, one, fighters fight. And he's like, two is, I want to be so undeniable. Like Bilal Muhammad kind of became that. He's to the UFC, not a big fancy fighter, not a ton of social media following back then, but he just became undeniable. He kept on fighting and winning. In the UFC, that's a hard thing to do. And pretty soon, I think you're going to be in that realm. I think it's a very good compliment of a Bilal Muhammad type of like, you're just gonna be undeniable. Like you fought everyone. Sooner or later, like you said, there's just gonna be, you're gonna have so many wins and so many wins in the division. You're gonna be 13 out of 14, right? And instead of you having to beat 12, 10, 6, 4, 2, you're gonna fight 4. Like you're just going to fight, Patty on a little bit of short notice, or Oliveira. Gamrot did it. And maybe if the fight date was different, maybe that's you in that spot instead of Gamrot. We'll talk about that fight in a second as well. But I feel like that's kind of maybe a little bit more your path. I do.
Yeah, and I'm cool with that. The scariest part is running out of time, because the stats say that once you're 35, your odds of winning a belt in the 55-pound division goes way down. And, there are outliers. Bilal Muhammad won it at 36, I believe, 37, 36. And then Volk just won it again, 30, 36, 37, around that area. So I'm not going to put anything past what God's plan is for me. I'm not going to put anything past what I can do or what I can't do, or what God wants for me. So it's fine with me. I'm just here to fight, man. I'm here to fight. I want to be a world champion. I want people to see me fight. And we got all of that, other than the world champion part. We're getting there.
We're getting there. All right, let's talk about this past weekend. A friend, a teammate, Mateusz Gamrot, short notice, goes to Brazil. It stinks because I'll be brutally honest. He was the betting favorite, and all week I was like, oh, I kind of like it. Me and Elle talked about it on the show. I think you were there. We all had our thoughts. And then it was funny, after our show on Tuesday, around Wednesday or Thursday, this swell hit me. I'm like, shoot, I don't like it. Like the travel is very, very far. So it's not even like a short notice, and you still got a couple extra days, especially if you're in your own hometown, or even in America. You lose 3 days of that travel and time and getting ready, and you're cutting weight and all of that nature. Then also, let's just be honest. I thought Charles Oliveira looked as good as Charles Oliveira could look this later in his career in Brazil. That extra juice, whatever you want to say, the it factor. I was like, shoot, it hit me. And I made a little video. I'm like, I'm starting to really lean Oliveira towards the end of the week. Here's the funny thing is, I don't think Gamrot looked bad at all. Like I thought Gamrot looked good, some great scramble, especially in the first round. I just thought Oliveira looked amazing. He was a champion, future Hall of Famer. We talked about how popular he is off air and on air sometimes. Oliveira he's not that much better than what we saw on Saturday. He looked amazing. He really did.
Yeah, I do think that the travel and the short notice, Gamrot flew into American Top Team to prepare for a main event 8 weeks out. And then, day one that he's there, he gets this fight 2 weeks out. That's 1 week of training and 1 week of fight week. And you've also got the travel on top of that. I'm not trying to make excuses for him. I thought he looked good. I think that he went in with a little bit of a, how do I say this? I think he went in and took him down, which I agree with. And then he tried to play jujitsu. And the difference between a jujitsu guy and a smothering wrestler is the space available. And what that does is it gives you a little bit more exciting scrambles. It gets you a little bit more, fan friendly. But we saw with Arman Sarukian, if you just go in there and you smother him, You don't give him the space. You don't let him. And we saw it with Ilia Topuria as well. Ilia Topuria got the takedown and was just glued to him, passed the guard, beat him up, and then got out when he needed to. I think in the second round, he should have said, okay, I got to get him back down, and I just got to be a little tighter to him. Because the last thing that you want is Oliveira on top of you. So how you get rid of that is you take him down first.
Right. Yeah. Just crazy. I thought the scene afterwards, I don't know if you feel any of this or not. I thought I really loved the mutual respect by both men. I thought that was really cool. And then I just thought even Oliveira winning and all of that, it was a moment. I feel like we rarely get those in the UFC. There's travel and circus. It's a next week and next week and next week. Like, to me in Vancouver, even if RDR or Brendan Allen was the main event, to me, it's not going to be a moment. I don't think. I think we're going to get a winner. Okay, cool. That's the next contender. Let's keep going. I felt that Brazil stopped, like the MMA world stopped on Saturday night and gave Charles Oliveira a moment with this kid in the ring and all of that. I thought it was a big deal. I thought it was maybe. You're ready for this one? Might be his last big win. Maybe.
I think it depends on who you match him up against. I think he still does well against somebody like Paddy Pimblett. I think he still does well against somebody like
how about like Max Holloway, like which they're talking about. What do you think?
Yeah, you guys are gonna call me crazy. I actually like that fight for Charles.
Okay.
We haven't really seen Max Holloway fight an incredibly big, strong jiu-jitsu style wrestler. Obviously they fought before, but that was a different Charles Oliveira. Charles got hurt early on in the fight. I'm down for this. I think people are going to be a little bit shocked about how well Max Holloway does in the lightweight division. He's obviously phenomenal, but I really think that if you give him a guy like Benoit, if you give him a guy like, myself, if you give him a guy like Gamrot, I think Max is going to struggle with these guys. And so I could see Charles Oliveira running through him. I could see Charles Oliveira running through Paddy Pimblett. Let's not forget that, he lost a split decision against Arman Sarukian, who's the number one ranked lightweight in the world right now. And rightfully so. The man is amazing. The man's really good fighter. And that was a close fight. There were a lot of moments where I was holding my breath for Arman. So I could see him maybe not making another run at the title, but I could see them being like, if we have a guy that we want to fight for the title, keep him away from Charles Oliveira.
Okay. I like that. I agree. He's got a guy like that in that caliber does not fight. His next 4 fights, and if he has 4 fights in the UFC, they're all mega fights. They're ginormous. They're Holloway, Pimblett, an Arman rematch, a Hooker. Maybe a Dawson at the end there. He's got 4 big fights in the lightweight division. So crazy to see. Anything else on Brazil grabbed your attention? Joel Alvarez is welterweight. How about Davison Figueiredo? Was a massive bet and underdog in the co-main event. Looked phenomenal.
I told you Davison was going to win. He was my underdog. I told you that he was going to win that fight. Yeah. I didn't even think it was split. I was surprised that it was a split decision in Brazil. I thought it was pretty obvious that he won 1 and 3. So that was surprising to me. Joel Alvarez, I think his stock goes up. A lot of people are saying, big finisher, didn't finish Luque, who's had some chin problems. Sure. I thought he looked great in that fight. I thought he looked phenomenal in that fight. Yeah. Really good, picking him apart, great knees, good grappling, stuffed a couple of really good shots. And now we know that he can fight hard for 3 rounds.
Yeah.
I thought he looked great. I thought that the welterweight division has a new contender. And I think that they should give him somebody in the top 15. Buckley.
I love that. I love that one. How about you? What do you think about Petrino?
I'm sorry, who?
Victor Petrino, the heavyweight.
Who did he fight?
Am I saying his last name wrong?
No, it's probably me. It's probably the CTE. If one of us has brain problems, it's definitely me. Who did he fight?
He got an awesome knockout. First round knockout. Brazilian. Yeah, here we go, SG. Victor Petrino.
Big Jack dude just about Thomas Peterson.
Oh, yeah. He looked really good.
Vitor, my fault. SG. Thank you, SG.
Yeah. The dude looks like Brazilian supermodel. Like
Yeah.
Brazilian bodybuilder. Yeah, that was scary. That was scary. Yeah, knocking out, Stingray from Cobra Kai. That's pretty That's pretty impressive.
Man,
Have you seen Cobra Kai? Do you get that reference? Have you seen Cobra Kai? Do you get that reference?
Oh yeah. So no, that's I watched the first 2 on Netflix. They were great. I think I missed the last one. There was 3 seasons, right?
There's 4 now.
Oh man.
Yeah, I haven't even seen the 4th season. We're gonna rewatch it here soon.
Okay, there we go. You know, so for one, I know you love this. I probably bring it up way too much. We had our the girls had their first soccer game last night. So, dude, I think as a dad, I probably enjoy it more than the girls do, the kids do. I'm all jazzed up on it. So last night couldn't like go to sleep. I fell asleep and I woke up like at 2 a.m. And Grant, I don't know if you do that. I woke up at 2 a.m. I was done. Like I was up, couldn't go back to bed. So there's a new show on Hulu. It's like a sports show, a football show called Chad Powers. So I watched that for 4 hours yesterday morning. It was all right, but I don't want to waste good TV programming at 3 a.m. I'm one of those people like I don't want it, if it's a good show, that's at 8, 9, 10 as soon as the kids go to bed. At 3 a.m. I just want something to watch or fall asleep to. So
Right.
I tried a new show. It was all right.
It was okay, but you spent 4. See, you're a better man than I, because if I'm not drawn in by the very first episode, I'm out.
Yeah,
That's my TikTok brain, though.
You know. All right, UFC Vancouver. Before we get into new fight announcements, this weekend, really good main event. RDR is the betting favorite. The guy's on fire. I'm probably a little bit too loyal to my people. I'm a kind of Brendan Allen guy, but he did say something, and I feel like I like what he said, and I want your 2 cents on it. He says, I don't see the special in RDR. Like, I don't know what that special sauce is. Alex Pereira has the hook, right? You have your ground and pound, your wrestling, your grappling. Everyone has something a little special. He doesn't know what's the special for RDR. So what do you think about Allen and RDR?
I think what's special about him is he knows how to win fights.
Yeah, okay.
And that's not always the prettiest. That's not always the flashiest. It's not always the cleanest. But, we saw in the former champion, Dracus du Plessis, I used to preach up and down the street that dude was terrible. And I still think he looks terrible. In fact, I thought the most technical he looked was in the fight he got dominated in. So winning is a skill set, and it seems like RDR has that. He's massive, he's long, he's got good cardio, he's not afraid. I was much more excited for the Fluffy Hernandez fight, but that's just because I'm a huge Fluffy fan.
Sure.
But yeah, I'm interested to see how Allen's gonna do. I know he's your boy. He's not my boy. He's your boy, but I think he's in over his head a little bit on this one. I think that RDR is going to make quick work of him.
Yeah, no, I respect it. He's the betting underdog, and I can see that for sure. I think you make very valid points. I think all sports, not even fighting, in other sports, football and basketball, and someone just asked me a football question, I'll get to you in a soon, Christian. I'm devastated by it. But I think what you said is absolutely true. I'm going to take this to the next level. There are winners in life and there are losers in life. And sometimes it's a mentality. And I've been talking to Elle so much about it. Sometimes the door for the octagon locks. And yeah, sometimes the technique is beautiful and you use such a great underhook there. Sometimes there's just a bone in the middle of the cage and whoever gets it, gets it. There's just sometimes that's what it is. And RDR, like you said, knows how to get that bone. He knows how to win inside that octagon in 15 or in 25 minutes. And I think that is a skill. I do agree with you.
I'll do you one better. Sometimes it's a technique match and sometimes it's a who can get the bone. And what makes RDR special is he always turns that technique match into getting the bone. You have to fight him the way he wants to fight. And that there's something special about that.
No, it's very valid and good point for sure. Real quick, I know you're not the biggest football guy. Yes, Christian. So I'm a big Buffalo Bills guy. They were 4-0, best team in the league, undefeated. They lost 2 games in a row, both primetime games on Sunday night and Monday Night Football. Yeah, I don't know. I'm punked out about it. I'm punked out. I think this is a compliment. Really, is fight been as with these 2 handsome jets bringing the produce? Yeah. That's a doctor saying that, so I'm going to take that as a compliment.
You need a win. A win's a win. I need a win right now.
A win. Wins a win. Anything else on the Vancouver show? Co-main event: Kevin Holland, Mike Malott. I know we got Cheeto Vera versus Ariel Helwani's doppelganger. There's Fioro versus Jasmine Josevicius. So a couple good fights on the card. I like the card.
Yeah, it should be a fun night. It's hard to follow up the cards we've been having.
He'll win when he get the fight announced. He'll win. He got a fight announced. Yes. Grant did get his fight announced. He did. No,
You have to watch the beginning of the show to find out who.
I love it. Sean, you're absolutely right. Like I got to stay humble in life. I got too braggy. I got too on my high horse. And, God took me down. There you go. He struck. I was too high on my horse for sure. All right, more stuff. UFC 323. So 321's in 2 weeks. I dogged the card. I'm not a big fan of it. It's during the day. I think I'm going to save my $90 and not get it. First time in a long time. I think I'm doing that. Probably not. All right. The next card, New York City. Cannot wait. One of the best main events you can make. Islam moving up. Jack Della Maddalena, maybe one of the most underrated champions in our sport. Great fight. Co-main event, Wei Lee and Valentina. Very fun. Let's see who's maybe the best female alive. Also just added to the card, Sean Brady versus Michael Morales. Take my money on that fight. Like, thank you, right?
Give me 5 rounds.
You said it should be 5 rounds?
Give me 5. Give me 5.
Yeah,
Give me a 5-rounder co-main event.
Yeah, that is a really, really, that's a great fight. Well, we'll backtrack to that in a second. So then this December 6th date was looming, and there was a lot of rumors about who would headline it. They actually announced the date. They usually don't do that until they have some fights. So this past weekend in Brazil, they announced that card, and it's in Las Vegas and all that nature. And then all of a sudden yesterday, we got 10 fight announcements. Even Chris Duncan and Terrence McKinney, Marvin Vittori, Bruno Ferreira. There's just been fight after fight after fight. And of course, we know Marab and Jan's the main event, Pantoja and Van's the co. A lot of great fights. A lot of really good fights were announced for that last pay-per-view in the ESPN era. And one cool stat, Grant, the ESPN era ends with Henry Cejudo on the card, and their first ever fight night on ESPN, Henry Cejudo was on it. Little bookend for Triple C.
Yeah, that's amazing. Wow, it all comes full circle. That's pretty cool.
Wild. What grabbed your attention on UFC 23, or did all of it?
On the December 6th?
Yeah.
The first thing that came to my mind was, man, there's no way I'm winning bonus money.
Come on.
So
there's McKinney and Duncan's one of them.
Yeah, McKinney, they've already paid McKinney and Duncan their bonus money, so they're getting ahead of it. Great card. Definitely won't be on the pay-per-view. Definitely won't get a bonus, but I'm there to win. I'm gonna have a lot of teammates. There was another fight that I know about that's on that card that's pretty cool. I don't think it's announced yet, so I won't say anything. But pretty good fight too. I think a striker's delight, some would say. So I'm really excited about that one too. A lot of ATT guys heading up there.
A striker's delight. Wow. Okay. Wow. Grant Dawson.
Did Elle not tell you?
Huh?
Did Elle not text it to you?
No.
I'll text it to you after we get off. But I don't think it's announced yet, and I'm not getting in trouble, so I'm not saying.
One of the Dawsons take care of us. Did you? I liked how we didn't announce, or I don't know if you ever told Fight Bananas any information ever in the past. I do not know any of that. But I liked how Marcel made your post this time.
Right. Yeah. I still haven't announced it.
That guy can't get in trouble. That Marcel guy's 100 out of 100.
Like he always gets it right?
Oh, yeah. Or it's if he announced it, it's like it's okay for the UFC. Like I think the UFC follows Marcel.
They make the matchups that he announces.
Yeah. If he makes it, it's good. Good question. Does the UFC like to book fighters from one gym together on one fight card?
I don't know.
I honestly think that it's a my personal take. They don't plan it. I just think it's circumstances. Sometimes it's trying to book dates. And also, let's just be honest, American Top Team has a lot of big names and good names. So it's the last show of the year, last pay-per-view of the year. They're just trying to stack the card that they did do. So I just think it's, it's a quiddickadink.
It's also probably like indicative about what gym we're talking about. Do they like putting a bunch of the fighting nerds on one card in Brazil together? Probably. Like,
yeah, good point.
They're all teammates coming off of losses. And
wow.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I'm joking.
Whoa.
You're gonna get me mugged. No, but so if they're in Brazil,
just
I'm
try
sure
to
they will.
spinning kick you. They won't mug you. They can't ground and pound or wrestle or anything. They'll try to spinning will kick you on the ground.
Hey, they might do it too. I'll just pull guard.
Gosh, oh man, we are the only podcast in the world that's a 1% anti-fighting nerds. I'm just honest. The whole MMA world fell in love with them, and dude, they have some good fighters, some like fun stuff, and some good characters. I just thought from the get-go, I'm like, come on, just give us a couple months. And I'm,
to be fair though, didn't you pick Rufy to beat Benoit? Didn't you pick Rufy on that fight? I did. I absolutely picked Rufy to win that fight.
Maybe. I'm not the biggest Benoit Saint Denis guy. I'm really not.
Yeah.
He did look good in that fight. You got to give him credit for winning that fight for sure. But there's been a couple fights he's a bully type fighter. And if you stop the bully from bullying you for a second, I feel like he melts. If he's not the hammer and if he's the nail for a second, Poirier's been the nail and the hammer in the same round. Benoit, as soon as he starts to become the nail, he kind of melts. That's my take.
I thought he looked good.
Grant versus BSD after Grant wins in December, hopefully by finish.
I got a call out in December, so.
Does it rhyme with Randler?
It does.
Man, the White House in front of the President of the United States of America versus Randler. That's a great fight. That's so funny. That's my next note for you. You ready for this one? I keep on seeing, in June, UFC is going to the White House, the 250th anniversary of America. Maybe it's on President Trump's birthday. A lot of dates being fun about, but it's in June. And you keep on seeing all these dream cards or dream fights, and you keep on hearing names like John Jones and Ronda Rousey and Francis Ngannou and Nate Diaz and Conor McGregor. You hear all these names. And over the weekend, I was like, some of those names are great for the sport, and I've always been very friendly to, hey, any eyes on this sport, I'm happy with. Because if you're on that card versus Randler and Francis is fighting Aspinall in the main event, that's good for you because that's a big fight, whatever. Or Nagano versus Jones, whatever you want to say. But I thought about it more and more. There's a little part of me, it's like, this is a kind of a little bit of a love letter of the UFC to America. Like, this is maybe going to be the most watched fight in the UFC history. And there's a part of me that feels like, I know those guys have done stuff in the past to deserve it, but if Ronda Rousey and Miesha Tate gets a fight, and if Francis gets a fight, who's been in the PFL talking crap about the UFC for the last 4 years, if all these guys get fights, how about all the guys putting their ass on the line? If it's RDR or Marab or all these guys fighting 5 times and whoever, there's a ton of guys. Like I said, Chris Duncan put war after war after war. If he beats McKinney, he's in the top 15, top 17, right? There's all these guys that are putting their ass on the line now for the UFC, and for them to get kind of washed over by Nate Diaz, it's like, I think I would be a little bit bummed out. And I think it would be a little bit of a misstep of the UFC to favor these very veteran type of old guys that might have 1 or 2 fights left on their existence. Am I wrong on that? Is that a bad take?
You're not wrong. Can I let you in on a little hot take that has been on my mind lately?
Give it.
And I want to choose my words carefully here, because all it takes is somebody clipping this and sending it to Uncle Dana, and then Grant's cut from the UFC. I am worried that they have hyped up this card so much that there is very little chance that they can put realistic fights on that will deliver. So for example, if the main event is John Jones versus Tom Aspinall and the co-main event is Michael Chandler versus Conor McGregor, we're off to a damn good start. However, I don't see either of those fights happening. And I just, if you try to tell me, like, come up with a main event that you would be happy about having the White House card that does not include John Jones, it does not include Conor McGregor, and does not include Francis Ngannou. Because I don't think all three of those guys any of those guys are going to fight on this card. If not one of those guys are on this card, it's going to kind of feel like a small letdown. Yes, no, maybe so.
No, you're spot on. It's kind of what happened with UFC 300. All these kind of main events kind of fell out, and then we got Alex versus Jamal Hill. So it could happen. The one fight, and I was supposed to have it up, and I forgot to send it to our stream right here. The fight that I think could happen, and I know everyone keeps on saying the American thing, and I get it, but I do think if we have Kayla Harrison and Sean Strickland and Grant Dawson and Sean Brady and Colby Covington, if we have 7 Americans before it, I do think the main event, and I think it should be the main event, if Islam wins in November, Ilya wins in January against blank, Gaethje or Patty, doesn't matter. If both of those guys win, and both of those guys are champion of the welterweight division and the lightweight division, and there's a little rivalry there, I think they open up the bruiserweight champion at 165 pounds, the first ever championship, and both those guys are champs, and they fight for a vacant title, and one of them will become a double champ live on that night. Ilya versus Islam will be, to me, the biggest and the right fight to main event our sport, the UFC, at the White House.
I'm down for that. And it does frustrate me, all the talks of, there has to be an American this, there has to be an American that. I just want to see a banger card. I don't care if half of them are Russians and the other half are Brazilians. I just want to see a banger card. And that is the American dream. That is the American value. You come here legally, I might add. You come here legally, you can create a better future for you. So I don't care if you're, from Brazil or from Russia or from Italy. As long as you're going to come here and put on a banger of a fight, I'm in. Let me have it. Put Chris Duncan and what's his name, Sturovic or whatever, the guy that just fought Elvis Brenner. I can't. You know who I'm talking about. I can't think of his name.
Yeah.
Those guys are both bangers. Like, neither of them are American. Throw them on there. I'm in. Yeah. I'm just worried that we're going to be so focused on, who's the American versus the American, or who's this versus that. Just give me a good card. And I'm telling you guys, John Jones is not fighting Tom Aspinall. Rabovics, thank you. John Jones is not fighting Tom Aspinall. John Jones is not fighting Francis Ngannou. And I'm going to tell you right now, I might be wrong about this one, but I highly doubt it. Conor McGregor is not fighting on the White House card. I have a $1,000 bet with a friend of mine that Conor McGregor is not on that card.
Really?
I do, yeah. Wow. His name rhymes with Honey Mordano.
Not a good hint. I need another one.
Money Macchiano.
That guy I know. But he could fight on that card. Like again, they were just in Brazil and they main evented with Oliveira against, Gamrot, who's not American or Brazilian. And they had other fights in the card. Like, every fight wasn't Brazilian.
There was only 2 that weren't Brazilian.
No, I mean, but both guys Brazilian. We don't need Sean Brady versus Sean Strickland, to guarantee America. I don't understand. And again, I think that's a great dude. You've had 3 or 4 of them this show. If we just did 15 American white males, it's just that's not. I hate that. That's not America. It really isn't. How great of a story is if Joshua Vant wins this fight, and Pantoja is one of the best fighting flyweight champions of all time, and it's a 5-round war. Tell me if Van versus Pantoja doesn't get on this card in June. You know what I mean? Like, there's so many fight opportunities. Again, I do think we're going to see Kayla versus Amanda. I think that's pretty locked in. But I think there's a lot more. I think people are really tunnel vision about these. I don't want to see Ronda Rousey versus Holly Holm on this card. I know it sounds very homer of me. I'd rather see Dern versus Jillian. Like, I'd rather see the next generation. If Weili wins this fight, and Weili went to strawweight to flyweight, whoever the flyweight number 1 contender is, maybe it's Blanchfield. I want to see Weili versus Blanchfield on this card.
Yeah. You know,
this is a good one. Fluffy versus Strickland. Love it.
That's the one.
Yeah.
You know,
great.
There is somebody that nobody has mentioned. Picture this.
Picture.
They're playing the trailer for the fight, right? You know, we've got our main event set. We've got our co-main event. There's 4 title fights on the card. And all these fights are announced. They have this big, epic trailer going like they used to do back in the day before Dana White just started announcing them on his live Instagram. Everything's epic. Everybody's super excited. And then the screen goes dark. And all you see is the silhouette of a massive human being with a big beard and a sword on his chest. And it's Brock freaking Lesnar coming back for one more UFC fight. Wow. I don't even know who you put him up against. You could put him up against the cameraman, and I'm watching.
No, you're right. Like, people are going to hate Brock Lesnar versus Francis Ngannou. Sign me up for that.
Book it.
Sign me
up. But I mean,
that.
if they get Francis Ngannou back, they're not going to waste him on Brock Lesnar. They're gonna try to get him somebody.
Yeah, Sean,
like Jones.
Another one. I totally agree. If Brady wins, it'll be Sean Brady versus Jack Della, or Sean Brady versus Islam.
That's a great fight, because that's America versus Russia. Like, that's assuming Islam wins, that's an amazing fight. I love that. That. I'm always down for a Sean Brady brawl.
Yeah, so there's a lot, and again, Joe Pfeiffer, Bo Nickel. There's a lot more. Like, people are so, I think they're very tunnel vision. And also, you're right, guys, we're going to get to it. Like, I feel like it's talked about a little bit too much, and maybe we're a little bit of the problem, but it's out there everywhere. So it's like, I just got to, here's my 2 cents on it. You know what I mean? It's just,
the card is too hyped. The card is too look forward to. I don't think that they can deliver, not because it's not an amazing card, not because it's not the best card we've ever seen, but because it's so built up in your head. You know, you're right now you're like a
Cain Velasquez versus Junior Dos Santos 4. If we don't see it, we're gonna be upset.
Right, exactly. Oh, they didn't have jets flying over each fight with the national anthem, sending down fireworks and lollipops to everybody. Like, what is this, amateur hour? Like, it's too hyped up right now. I think we need to calm down about it.
I totally agree. Also, let's just be, I think that January date's a big date for him. Like, that the White House, and I know they said they're going to make it amazing, and I do think it's going to be a great card. That card is also going to sell itself. The White House, the smoke, the mirrors, America will sell itself. I think that January, I think it's 13th. I saw the date, or January 12th. The first time they come back, because they always go away for 2 weeks at the end of December. First 2 weeks in January. That Saturday is the first time on CBS, Paramount Plus. Everything is talking about the Ilya Topuria. It will fight one of those guys. He will be the main event. I also think we're going to see, if it's not Volkanovski, we're going to see maybe could be the middleweight champion. I don't know. There's going to be a lot of different options there that we're going to see a lot of stuff. It's Chimaev, one of the female champions.
Give me Chimaev versus Alex.
At what weight?
205.
For the title?
Doesn't have to be the main event. What's that?
For the title?
Yeah. Well, Alex is the champion. Give him.
I feel like there's one. Yeah, I don't know how you feel about it. Yuri Prohaska, like absolutely. I really, really loved watching him fight. Did I butcher the last name?
No, I'm just going.
Did I butcher it?
No,
Prohaska?
it's not the name. Are you about to tell me you want to see a man that's been knocked out by this guy twice already get knocked out about a third time?
No. I'm actually not. My point was I want to see him fight more. I was always a fan of his fights. Now I'm a fan of the man, the fighter, more than ever. I'm a massive Yuri fan. Yuri could fight Glover Teixeira too in the rematch. Sign me up. I want to see him fight. If it's him and Olberg, what happened if Poatan wants to really move up? He's in heavyweight. How about Olberg and Yuri as a big title fight in January on that card? I'm just throwing out some different options.
I am finally at the point where if they said Alex Pereira versus John Jones, I would say okay. Like I want to see it. He's shown me, like, he's got ups, he's got downs. Everybody has off nights, but when that dude is on, that dude is on. And I want to see him. If he said, "Hey, I'm going up to heavyweight and I'm going to fight John Jones for the #1 pound for pound belt," I'm in. Let's do it.
I agree. Getting some soccer updates. Dude, we got a big game tonight, Grant. Dylan's first game, 7:30 on the East Coast. Big game.
You said soccer updates.
Yeah.
I thought you said stalker updates. And I was like, is your family okay? Like, does Uncle Grant need to come visit? Like, what's going on?
You're in training camp right now. You're a little at edge. You got finally a fight announcement. Man, I talked to so many, and it just seems like it's the biggest relief to be like, hey, I got that date, permanent black marker, whatever it is. I think it just seems like every time I talk to Gillian about it too. Yeah, sometimes you maybe wanted to be sooner, or maybe even a different name, but you still feel at ease that you have that date booked. It seems like it's always a good thing.
There's purpose in your life now.
There you go.
You know, especially for men, it's really hard for men without an end goal and I'm going to fix this, and then we're going to go see how well I've done. It's both a relief and terrifying and amazing all at the same time. I wouldn't trade this life for anyone.
Right. When you get that name, even when it's floated to you, if it's a week ago, 2 weeks ago, or just even that date, how quickly do you watch one fight or all of his fights? Do you not at all? Do you send everything to your coach? Well, how quickly do you start to prepare for the name now, Manuel Torres?
Yeah, it's different for everybody. If I get a name where I'm not sure who it is, which is very rare, but when I do get a name where I'm like, I don't recognize this name, I'll start watching more film. I've known Emmanuel Torres for a long time. I've been watching him since he knocked out Mota with that big jumping elbow. I've said that he's going to be good. He's going to be tough. And I could see myself fighting him. So I've really seen all of his fights. I've prepared for him, not in the sense of like I was fighting him, but in the sense that I could fight this guy someday.
Yeah.
I'm ready. I'm going to go in. And the older I get, the less film I watch. Not because of confidence, not because I'm just tired. I train so hard and I work so hard during the day. I just don't have time to come home. I like to be at home and think about something that's not fighting. And, it's helped me out a lot. I said it to my coaches. I trust them. I trust they know what they're doing. I trust that they're going to come up with a good game plan for me. And I'm just going to go out there and fight.
I love it. This could be the absolute best comment of the show so far. From our main man, Jake Nichols, goes, Grant and McGregor both off the coke for the next few months.
This is my last week.
This is the last week?
Yeah. We got 8 weeks. I'm actually pretty low. I'm way lower than I normally am. So I've got a little wiggle room. I'm going to enjoy this week with my wife, my family. Chris Duncan's in town. He just brought his family, so we're all going to get together and do some eating this weekend, and then the boys are in camp.
Wow. How cool is it that I feel like, and dude, your wife has been talking about this fight for a year. Chris Duncan versus Terrence McKinney. Seems like that one always calls out the other one. And it usually does seem like it's very respected. Like, hey, this guy's a banger. He's a banger. Like, I want to do this. Like, it seems like they want to. They've always kind of just missed dates very shortly after the other one. Both of them are on a good run, maybe best run of their UFC careers. And now finally meeting on this date. That's pretty cool. That's a fun fight.
Yeah, it's definitely it's fight of the night is out the window because they're getting it. Chris has just improved so much, and he really has taken his game to a different level. He was always good, but now he's top 15 good. And I think in a year he's going to be top 10 good. And I think in a year after that he's going to be top 5 good. He's really shown. I don't think Rembetsky gets enough credit. I wish people knew how good Mateusz Rembetsky was because they are not giving Chris enough credit for beating that savage.
Yeah, great point. Once again. Question for Grant goes, Grant, do you get headaches when you have to stop drinking Coke, or do you use other things to help out?
No, I don't get headaches. I do get a little crankier though. For me, food and caffeine is not like a necessity. It's more of a boredom thing. When I get bored, I like to have little stimulants that give me energy, and I like Coke. It tastes really good. So for me, it's more of like, I'm bored. I'm a little hungry. I don't have anything to do for the next couple of hours. I don't have the energy to go to do something fun. I want a snack and I can't have a snack,
Yeah.
That's where it gets frustrating. I don't get headaches. I don't get like, cranky or upset. I mean, I do, but it's because I'm hungry, not because I don't have my Coke or anything like that.
When you that's a good one. Don't overuse the Zen.
Hey, that one might. I'm worried about that one actually. So
yeah, drinking Coca-Cola is Grant's hobby. That's a good one.
I know, and then when I do my job, I can't do my hobby. It's frustrating. And I just kind of gave up Yu-Gi-Oh recently, so that's I just don't have anything to do.
Oh, dude, let's see. So I got yours is in the mail, but I think I'll show her this. She'll be pretty pumped. So I got a refractor to rookie card, Gillian Robertson refractor that just came in the mail.
Nice.
Yeah, this is the one I'm telling you. We Baccarat gold out of 50.
Have you seen? Oh wow, that's really nice.
Yeah.
Have you seen the card I had made for L?
No.
Have you not seen it? So I have this on.
Yeah, show this
the
out.
wall. So it's like I don't know if you can see if here, let me can I turn the camera around? No, I'm not gonna mess with it. I don't know if you can see it, but this is me and her hugging, and then on the back is her there we go. Is her winning one of her fights. So I had that made.
It's a trading card?
Yeah. I had somebody
awesome.
online reached out and was like, "Hey, I make cards. I'll make one of you if you want for free. Just post about it." And I was like, "Yeah, absolutely." And it looked really good. So I messaged him and was like, "Hey, can you make one of my wife and I'll pay you for it?" And he was honestly like, "No, I'll just make it for her. That's fine." I was like, "Nah, dude, I'll pay you for it." So I paid him for it, and it's a really nice card.
Yeah. Can you still have that guy's information?
I can find it and I'll send it to you.
Yeah, that'd be great. I would love that.
Yeah.
We'll do a
Yeah. He does a good job, and the cards are really nice. And then it came in like a week.
So I think it's I'm with me being older than you, when I was a kid, trading cards, especially for basketball, baseball, and football, was like the craze. Everyone did it. But you're 8 years old. We are very middle class America, so we just didn't have a ton of extra money. So I had a couple, and now I'm older and I'm still middle class, a little bit of extra money once in a while. So like I started getting some, and yeah, maybe I have a lot of Grant Dawsons and Gillian Robertson behind me, but we're getting a lot of UFC cards. But now both of my boys are getting into sports again, basketball, baseball, football, a little bit, also UFC. My son's favorite card is Grant Dawson. But they so every now and then, or not every, probably the last 5 times I go to Target, we like stop through the card collection and they have packs and we get a pack every time. And it's like back in the day, there used to be $1 or $2 or $3 packs. Packs are like $8, $9, or $10. It's like a $10 every time.
And you're not getting shit in them.
Yeah, you're
getting 2 Jordan Levitts. No, one of the worst things that ever happened to me. What's that?
What happened to that guy?
He won his last fight.
Wow, really?
He looked good. It was this year. All right. One of the worst things that happened to me was I got adult money and I still act like a kid. So it's I see things and I'm like, hey, I can afford that.
Yeah, I have 4 kids and I'm still just a big adult, just a big.
So your wife has 5 kids?
Yes, absolutely. God bless her. I don't know how she does it, but
hey, Elle and I are planning on having 7, so we'll be right there with you.
Better start soon, young man. Better start soon.
Hey, she's flying to Vegas. I tell this joke all the time. She's flying to Vegas for my fight without a baby. She might be flying back with one.
Oh man, dude, am I coming to this fight on December 6th?
That's up to you.
All right.
We'll talk off air.
Yeah, we'll talk off air. Talking about off air, I'm not even going to give her a ton of time in the green room. She's going to be super upset because she fights on December 13th. Our man right now on air, Grant Dawson, has a December 6th booked date. But let's talk to her. I know Grant and G love always chatting it up. The one and only Canadian's own Gillian the Savage Robertson. What's up, G?
What's up? How are you guys doing?
Doing good. How are you?
I'm doing good. Guess just getting into the start of camp. Like you said, December 13th. I'm like, we're 8 weeks out now. So I'm like, we're just kind of like getting into the beginning of it finally. I feel like we've known about this fight for way too long.
Yeah, forever. Months now. Yeah. But all of those fight announcements yesterday, I know the one that really caught your eye the most was Grant Dawson versus Manuel Torres, G. But our boy Grant's got a date, permanent black marker, but a ton of fight announcements yesterday. It was a good day for the UFC.
Oh, yeah. That December 6th card is looking stacked from top to bottom from what we got announced yesterday.
Yeah. I'm telling you, everything happens for a reason. December 13th, your submission will get a bonus. December 6th, that's tough. We got Grant with the second round stoppage. We got Duncan and McKinney just throwing monster bombs for 4 minutes straight. You got Pantoja and Van on the card. Marab and Jan. That's insane.
Yeah. Fighting for the 50K that night is going to be a tough one. Like, I think that Duncan and McKinney matchup is just like guaranteed to be, I want to say fight of the night, but I see somebody finishing it fast. I don't see that one going more than 1 round.
Me too. McKinney doesn't fight that way. We know Duncan can. Like, Duncan can get into that little phone booth, but then also I feel like get technical and he's tough enough and be out. Terrence doesn't know how to do that. He throws bombs in that phone booth. He'll fall or the other guy will. There's just no middle ground for them.
Oh, yeah. Terrence McKinney is like a 1-round fighter. He goes out there and just throws everything at it for that 1 round. I'm like, whether he's losing or he's winning, he's going out there and he's fighting as hard as he can for usually, he's coming at you that first round.
How insane. So we just mentioned all those fights. Great. Like, that's good enough, Grant. Also, Henry Cejudo versus Tablet. Brandon Moreno. Like, we haven't mentioned him. One of the UFC's fan favorites versus Tatsui.
Oh, yeah. Honestly, I didn't even see that matchup that was thrown out there.
Yeah, I didn't hear it.
Yeah, I'm like, there's been too many announcements within these last couple of days. I'm like, I absolutely love Moreno, though. Honestly, probably one of my top flyweights. So I'm like, his fight announcement to go under the radar, it just shows how stacked that card's going to be.
100%. And also, I think there's a reason why that fight's on it because of the co-main event, Pantoja and Van. If Van gets the job done and maybe Pantoja wants to move up or it's decisively and they just want to do a new face, they can do a Van versus Brandon Moreno would be, take our money in March or April.
Oh yeah, 100%. I'm all Team Van over here. I'm like, fingers crossed. Pantoja's a huge matchup, obviously, but I'm rooting for the kid. I think he believes in himself a lot, and I think that is a very powerful thing. So
For sure.
it's a very tough matchup against him, but I'm all Team Van over here.
Dave, real quick. My
Yeah.
producer is telling me that I need to
Just leave the studio.
pop off. So I will see you guys later. Thank you so much for having me on.
Grant, you're the best. Appreciate you. Congratulations on the fight news, brother. All right.
Appreciate it. Anytime.
There you go. The one and only Grant Dawson. Let me do that to give you a minute or two to sub it out. We'll get the great L. Dawson on it very soon. Actually froze a little bit. All right. So I saw Sunday Morning Brew like always. Love watching it. It's still the most watched thing on Fight Bananas. You guys do great on it. Anything else from like Saturday? Because sometimes I always do this too. I watch the card. I even watch you guys show, and then like stuff I like kind of rethink over some stuff. Is there anything from Saturday you want to hit on, or you feel really good about Oliveira and Petrino, Davison Figueiredo winning the big fight in the co-main event as an underdog? But just that moment for Oliveira was pretty special, I thought, in Brazil.
Oh yeah, huge moment for Oliveira, a huge moment for Aldo too, being able to retire in Brazil. Like,
yes, good point. Forgot
the
that.
King of Rio, you know.
Yeah.
It was just all around a pretty good card. Just I guess like excitement wise, talent wise, it was a good card to watch, and to have moments like that, like it's kind of untouchable to have a moment like with Aldo, and I guess like the passing of the torch now. You know,
It's so-
Oliveira is the new king.
So funny you said that. I thought the same thing. I go, Jose was the king of Rio. I really do think it's Oliveira. I think he's had enough big moments. He's been a champion. And yeah, Aldo is just especially if he's 100% retired. Like, you can't be the king of Rio and not fighting anymore. I do think Charles is now the new king of Rio.
Oh yeah, 100%. The only other person that I'm like, absolutely, I'm like, every time they fight stands out to me. I'm like, I love her so much, is Pilastri. Juliana Pilastri comes out, like, she fought Lupi her last fight and like was an absolute dog in the third round after having a rough first 2 rounds. This last weekend in Brazil, she fought Karolina Kowalkiewicz, another vet, and was just in her face. Like, girl's a psychopath. I love it. I'm like, she doesn't care. She just walks forward the whole time, talking shit. She's just aggressive. And I'm like, there's something, she's always going to be in an exciting fight.
That's for sure. Did you see Carolina like after the fight? Oof.
Oh yeah, that's another thing about Pilastri. She can hit hard. You can tell from the very beginning. Like, Kowalkiewicz is obviously, she's a gangster. She's been tested through like some of the best girls, but you can just tell the second Pilastri started, every time all of her strikes were just that much more effective. She was just putting it on her, and like, that girl definitely has power.
That's for sure. I mentioned this 3-4 times. It's UFC Vancouver week. Really good main event. A lot of good fights on the card. But every time I mention it, especially on this show, everyone goes, why is Gillian not fighting on this Vancouver show? Can you say one thing for it? Like, did you try? Was it just not in the cards for the UFC? Was it not wanting to fight in Vancouver? Is there anything on your side you want to say, or?
Is it not wanting to fight in Vancouver? Of course not. I'm like, I would have loved to be in Canada. I think I've said this my last 3 fights. They've put me like literally the week before, the week after. This time we got a little bit of space in between, but they always put me close to these Canada cards. Even I just saw that Jamie Lynn Horth got added to the December 13th card. So another Canadian too, pretty close. I was surprised not to see her on the Vancouver card as well. But I was offered the Shanghai card that was August 23rd-ish, 20-something. Yeah. So I was offered that card and was denied by my opponent on that one. Then I was offered, they told me for a long time that they were looking for somebody for UFC Vancouver. And I'm assuming they just didn't have an opponent come up. I know a lot of girls were booked in the 115-pound division, and especially girls who were ranked. So I'm like, I know it was very difficult to find somebody who could get booked for the October, 18th
Yeah.
Yeah. So I knew
Yeah, there's
that
only
it
like 3 or 4 girls that you can fight. There's only a certain of few. You're not going to fight the 25th girl. It doesn't make sense.
even like the girl I am fighting, Aspen Lucindo, she just fought not too long ago. It would have been like a little bit too quick of a turnaround for her to get the October card. So yeah, I think it was just like the state of the division, like where everything was at, opponent availability. We just weren't able to make it happen. So they ended up throwing me on the December 13th card in the Apex, which is my favorite venue. So yeah, we'll be there.
Well, talking about fighting as well, Jillian, this next person coming on the show usually starts the show with me and we talk, but now she's in fight camp. She's got a date booked. That poster went out late last week. December 5th, the ruthless one, Elle Dawson, is back fighting FAC. I think I'm going to try to go to that in Vegas. I don't know what I'm doing. Back-to-back Dawson days. Welcome to the show. The fighter, the ruthless one, Elle Dawson.
Hello, guys. I never get an intro like that. That was nice.
Dude, I miss doing the Elle Dawson intros. Usually it's like, oh, here's the show. We're live. Let's go out. How are you, friend?
I'm good. I sparred this morning. I'm here back in the living room studio. We'll have another guest in person this week. So pumped to have Michelle Montague on later.
Coming and Michael as well is coming on in 10 minutes.
Yeah, not at my house, but yes, from Texas, I believe.
Yeah.
Yes,
he just fought on the Brazil card, so that's a
as well in UFC Rio. Maybe announced a title fight for us on his post-fight speech. But super pumped to get to chat with him. He was my prospect to watch from UFC Rio, which you guys all poo-pooed all over, not Gillian, but you and Grant. And I was right. So I do have a fight, SG, December 5th.
We have to get Dave a fight. We got all the Fight Bananas crew within 10 days. We got to get Dave a fight.
Dave versus Ben Davis.
Dude, I would absolutely destroy that little peewee of a man, Ben Davis, okay? I would power slap in a jits fight, a boxing match, whatever that little peewee would want to do. I'll beat the crap out of him. Real quick, I wanted to ask Grant, but not without you, so it just didn't happen. So I got to ask you this. Grant's fighting on December 6th. You're fighting on December 5th. Like, I believe that's never really happened before. That close. Like, have you guys talked about it or thought about it or what? How is the Dawson house going to be?
So we when I took this fight, we knew there was a chance that this could happen. So we kind of discussed whether we were cool with it, how we would do this if he was on, because we thought he was either going to be on the 6th or on the 13th. We were hoping it was going to be the 13th because that way Grant could have traveled to my fight with me, and then we would have just flown from my fight to Vegas for his fight. But super pumped that he's on this pay-per-view, which they are just announcing banger after banger for. So pumped.
Yeah.
So it's going to be
back to you.
Yeah, it's going to be an amazing card. So I'm super excited for him to get to be on this card. So it's going to be a little crazy. Mike Brown's going to come with me to Kansas City. And my fight is the day before. So
So wait, Mike Brown's going with you in Kansas City.
To Kansas City. Grant obviously will be cutting weight, so he won't be able to be at my fight, but he'll have Pitbull, he'll have Dakota Bush, who is literally the greatest cornerman, like the greatest teammate of all time. Dakota Bush is A+ teammate. I got sick as a dog last time. Hey, what? I'm getting there, Dave. Calm down. Dakota Bush, I got sick as a dog during Grant's fight week, and Dakota Bush took over, made all his food, handled the weight cut like a champ. So Dakota will be Grant's wife for the week. And Mike Brown and I'm going to win a fight. Mike and I are going to celebrate for 10 minutes, and then we're going to go straight to the airport and hop on a red eye and fly to Vegas.
Who else is in your corner? Can this finally happen? I'm coming to Kansas City.
There is absolutely nothing that will make me. You would stress on all belief. You were commentating at a grappling match that didn't matter, and I was stressed.
Unbelievable. I'm brokenhearted right now. I've never been so brokenhearted in my life. I'm going. And I'm gonna tell dude, what does Mike Brown know more than me? Tell me Mike Brown will be my assistant coach, okay?
Have you beat Mike at ping pong yet?
I have. It's a true story.
It's a true story.
That's a true story. Wow.
I can get you media credentials. You want to sit cage side? You want to be the media cover, the one media outlet at FAC?
We got to talk about this off air because you know this. I was kind of planning on coming to your fight already. The whole Grant thing mixed me up because now we might do a whole big Vegas thing. Also, we do have the one and only Gillian Robertson fighting the next week in Vegas. I was going to
Vegas for the week.
For a week. Why not?
Dude, I could be in L's corner and Jillian's corner in 1 week.
Nobody has said that, Dave.
That's what I heard. No, that would be crazy. God, it is a crazy time for fight bananas. That is wild.
It's going to be a busy couple weeks. I was so hopeful you and Grant would be on the same card, G. That would be awesome. But
I'm like, I was hopeful I was going to be on the pay-per-view too. So I'm like,
this is the other way around. I feel like G is usually the pay-per-view, Grant's in the Apex. You guys flip-flop.
like the Apex is my
Your
third
love.
Yeah, my third love, exactly. It's just I'm like every time I get stuck there, I'm like,
Not even joking though. We talked about it, and we'll get into UFC 323. I know you want to, L. Like that bonus, that is insane. Like, tell me if there's so many. Like, we haven't even mentioned. Like I said, like we just mentioned the Brandon Moreno thing. Like, imagine if Tablet gets a head kick knockout on Cejudo. Tell me they're not giving that kid $50K. We haven't even talked about Jan Blachowicz back in light heavyweight. Like, banger after banger. I think I saw Nasruddin, that lightweight is on the card as well. Like the Ray Longo kid who just bangs as well. I think he's on 323. Nasruddin, who fought Elvin Elder. Zadikov?
Nazim Sajikov?
Yes. He's on it.
Usually I can figure out who you're talking about.
Pretty close.
Blachowicz' opponent, and I was like, who are you? Who are you trying to talk about here? I do not know.
This is a good point. This is actually, Dave, you can take over Dean while he's in. Yeah, because, Dean's doing media and stuff. So G might be like, all right, Dave, what do I got to do? I can take over Dean Thomas. These are good points in the comment section.
You could take over the booth while Dean is cornering.
Oh, I could do that. I
think you do a great job at that.
Imagine me on
my corner.
I have a lot of goals in life. Me on a UFC broadcast for a Gillian Robertson fight, just take me to heaven. That is it. I have done it. My kids know I love them. My wife knows I love her. Just take me to heaven. I'm done. G will be choking out someone. I would be freaking out.
This is
defending my belt.
I have a question for G. I know you hate the Apex because it's quiet and there's no crowd, but do you at least like the smaller cage?
I guess it doesn't make too much of a difference for me. I really feel like I don't know, the cage size. I understand grapplers say like it makes it easier to get them to the cage. I feel like I'm very comfortable shooting out in the open too. So I'm like, I don't necessarily feel like I need the cage to finish my takedowns. It's really the energy, the noise, I'm like, I don't know. I love having the crowd there. I love having, whether they're booing me or cheering me, I love just that energy in the room. And it's just like to walk out into a fight and it's almost silent. Something about it just doesn't feel like a fight.
Yeah.
It doesn't get you going. Like,
exactly.
Guys, if Charles Oliveira fought at the Apex against Gamrot, even on short notice, I think that fight's different. And we talked about it. I remember I kind of said, like, towards later in the week, I was like, guys, we missed it. Like, we went back and forth on that fight. After, like, realizing that Charles Oliveira was fighting in Rio, I go, guys, Oliveira's winning this fight. Like, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, I felt so confident on it. You could just tell when he walked out, I'm like, oh, my goodness. Like, this is over. Like, this guy is not losing with these people here. Just not happening.
there was a picture on Oliveira's Instagram that I keep forgetting to like. I keep screenshotting it and then forgetting to put it up here so we can like share it. But it's like him walking out, and there's just all these hands reaching down at him, and he really is the new king of Rio. You know, I think there were a lot of there's every single one of Gamrot's losses in the UFC has an asterisk. He like flew somewhere on short notice, you know, and it's such a bummer for me to see him lose like that. But I do think it goes differently with the camp, but I'm with you. Like that, the Charles Oliveira in Rio is a different level. You unlocked a new video game character, you know?
Yeah, I totally agree. And I'm not going to lie, you know me, I'm so dumb about stuff like this. I am incredibly dumb. And I know probably fighters, you guys probably dislike this about me. I thought the same thing. I'm not joking. When I saw Gamrot run to the cage like that, not even about energy, I just felt like he didn't like the booze, kind of like he was like, oh, like I don't like this scenario. I want to get in there. I did not. As soon as I saw that, I'm like,
I mean, he always does that though. He always sprints to the cage. He doesn't always run to the gate, but he always sprints.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm like, if anything, I respect that move, honestly. Frankie Edgar used to do it every single fight. He used to run to the cage. And I'm like, well, one, it's too late to be doing this anyway. Like, let's get in the cage. Like, let's get this stuff over with. It's 10 p.m. I got to get to bed, you know? So I'm like, let's get to the cage as fast as possible.
Did you stay up for the whole time?
This one I did, actually. Yeah. Surprising, right?
Let's go, G.
But I'm like, even being the fighter, when I'm in the cage, I'm like, whenever I don't run, but I also don't take my time to get in there. I'm like, I just I don't even hug my corners. I just walk in the cage because I'm like, one, I'm going to see them in a couple minutes anyway. Like, it's not like we're saying goodbye here. And two, I'm like, let's just get it done. Like, let's get in there. Let's get the job done. When I'm sitting there, my opponent's walking out and they have to take off their jacket and take off their necklaces and their shoes, then hug all their corners, then say a prayer and do all this before they get in the cage. I'm like, come on, guys. Like, can we just get on with this?
Yeah.
So you don't do a Gene walkout?
Absolutely
hate that.
You guys ever witnessed a Charles Bennett walkout?
Oh, I've commentated on 5 of them, Al.
I honestly, some of those are like the length of a full main event fight.
11 minutes. Island Fights 80. Go look it up on YouTube. It was 11 minutes long. We had all these notes, me and Pearl Gonzalez. We had nothing else to say. It was 11 minutes long. I'm telling you, go YouTube it, guys.
The card, the show I'm fighting for, FAC, he fought for them one time, and they have like a pretty long, like, it's actually a really cool arena, but they have a pretty long, like little platform that you walk out on. And he it took him so long to get there, and he live streamed himself the whole time on Instagram. Like, he was like spinning in circles and just standing on the
platform. El, what's his Instagram handle?
I don't remember, but I know it's not appropriate for our very family-friendly show, David.
You're right, El Dawson. There you go. It's pretty horrible. It's pretty horrible.
How is that even I don't know. What if that happened in the UFC? What if somebody takes 11 minutes to walk out in the UFC? Do you think somebody's gonna like come on, guys, we gotta hurry this up?
Yeah. They would. Dude, the UFC out of all their time. So boom, boom, boom. Like, if someone did that, like, I remember when Izzy did like some of the dances or whatever, and it was like that was a big thing. But even that was like, it was a minute and a half, and he was in the cage. Like,
I remember a couple of weeks ago, Alexis Thayanara, she did her whole dance the whole time they walked out. That they completely, they cut out her post-fight interview. She wasn't allowed to do a post-fight interview because 100%. She had such a long walkout.
You can't. There are consequences for your actions.
Yes. Hey, you can say whatever you want, people, but other people above you can take you out or not, or do something. There's stuff. Well, that's a good question. That's a very good question. Has anyone ever been not ready?
Like,
I don't
not
believe
ready.
so. Because they have so many people in the back, like they have like 3 fights ahead getting you ready. Like, gee, don't they say, hey, 2 fights to go, 1 fight to go?
They're usually coming in the back saying like, at first when you show up, they say your approximate go time is going to be say like 7:30 or whatever.
Yeah.
So they give you a general game park time, and then they're going to come back in and say, okay, you walk in 5 minutes. Okay, you walk in this much time. I'd say the only real like issue maybe is I'm like, I've definitely made it to the cage without my mouth guard. Like had somebody run back to the dressing room of the Apex and like tear apart all my shit trying to find my mouth guard through my bag. So I'm like, that's the most I guess I've ever had an incident where I'm like, oops.
Well,
I will say on regional
real
shows.
quick. Just real quick. G, in the future, your fights, I will be your personal mouth guard holder. I'll have it, like it's a ring bearer for weddings. I'll have it in my pocket with ready to go. So that I got you. So I'm cornering L with Mike Brown, me and Mike Brown. I'll get my first professional win, and that'll get me some, some practice to do G at the UFC. I got a good week in front of me. December. I got a good time.
Dave's that guy that like invites himself to people's weddings.
Dude, I've never, but I don't know. I'm gonna make it one of these times, you guys.
Dave, if I fight again after this, I'll think about it.
No, I think I'm probably too positive. I would talk you guys up too much, dude.
No, it's so stressful, guys.
Gillian Robertson would beat Amanda Nunes in her prime. I would talk up G so much.
But it doesn't make you feel better. It just puts like the ultimate amount of pressure on you that you could possibly imagine because they think so delusionally highly of you that it hurts.
Hey, I'm sorry. I support my friends. Okay, Al? I'm sorry.
We love you for it, but I cannot talk to you on fight day. I can't.
Oh man, that was funny. The jits thing was funny. I was just like, gee, I was like, we were there literally just to have fun. I'm commentating. Elle's there just to kind of roll and kind of get the walk. Dude, I was like, all right, Elle, Valentina Shevchenko's got nothing. Let's go. I was just yelling at her, getting her all hyped. That was fun. That was good times.
This is the fight of your life.
Then we saw a Gillian Robertson doppelganger. Remember that, Elle? A wannabe Gillian Robertson. How about a wannabe?
Yeah, I don't know if that was quite a doppelganger.
Yeah,
I don't think it was.
She was a big fan of you, I think. Big fan. Elle could beat John Jones. Prove me wrong.
See, this is what I have to deal with, guys. It's not helpful. It's not helpful.
Oh my goodness. All right. Anything on UFC Vancouver we didn't hit? I feel like we didn't really jump on it at all, but RDR and Brendan Allen, Malat versus Kevin Holland. I'm very surprised Kevin Holland's the underdog. Very surprised. Am I wrong on that?
He did just lose to D-Rod. So here's the issue with Kevin Holland. Kevin Holland can be here or he can be here. And you never know which Kevin Holland you're going to get. Yeah. He is probably the least consistent fighter I've ever seen. Like, that dude will go out and win a split decision against JDM and then lose to D-Rod. You know, I just feel like he's got such highs and such high highs and such low lows. It's hard to say. I actually think there's some juice on Kevin Holland if he shows up. I don't hate him.
He had his low performance, so I think he's due for a really good performance.
He's due. That's what I said.
Yeah, I totally agree. Totally agree. The big female fight is Fiorot versus Jazz, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I really think Jasmine has a huge potential to be one of Canada's next one of them, you know, Dave. One of Canada's next champions. I think this is a tough matchup for her, but a good matchup for her. I think it's obviously the like kind of classic striker versus grappler, but I think Jasmine's tough and she can make it an ugly fight, and I think she's going to be able to get it where she wants it.
Crazy. How about you, Al? You like that fight?
Super pumped. I'm super pumped to watch it. I love Jasmine as a person, but also as a fighter. I think her wrestling is really underrated. I think people maybe ignore how elite her wrestling actually is. And it's not like she's adapted it well for MMA, in my opinion. I think people maybe look at the Erin Blanchfield fight against Manon and expect something similar. But I do think something Jasmine does a much better job of is actually shooting to the legs and just press. And she's big. Jazz is so big and strong, and she's got long limbs too. And Manon is a huge flyweight. So I do think Jasmine can at least, like, she can push through Manon's like good range control and good jab.
Yeah, that was going to be my argument with I feel like Blanchfield doesn't really shoot, where Jasmine's the only girl in that division who really does shoot takedowns. So it might bring a different look to Manon where she's not as capable of defending.
Great point. All right, this is the 5th comment. We'll answer it. We are the People Show. Elle, can you give us an early prediction on Valentina Shevchenko and Weili for the UFC Female Flyweight Championship?
I'm so back and forth on this. I think Weili is quite possibly the most complete female fighter currently out there, just between her athleticism, her wrestling, her explosiveness on the feet, and just how well she blends everything in together. Plus, she has cardio for days. She really has the complete package. Valentina Shevchenko has looked a little slower, a little older, but she still finds ways to win. And she is such a veteran, and the size advantage is definitely going to be there in this fight. And I think the question is, can Valentina time Weili's super explosive in and out movements to get the takedowns? And if she can, I do think Weili will struggle to get to her feet just because Valentina has such good control and she is so big. But I really want Weili to get this done here. I think that would be so cool. And she absolutely has the skill set. It's whether or not she can implement it against somebody who's been in there with the best in the world and is big,
Jasmine Jazavicius.
You were very close.
Thank you.
Jazavicius.
Jazavicius.
Slightly closer. You at least added the D in there that time.
Hey,
I want to know what G thinks. I want to know what G thinks about Weili and that one.
I think I kind of agree with you. Like, obviously, Weili is the more well-rounded fighter out of them both. I do think that, and I know that Valentina isn't a huge flyweight either, so I think they're going to be more similar sizes than I guess Weili isn't a huge strawweight either, so they're probably going to be, I don't know, I don't think there's going to be a huge size difference, honestly. I think that Valentina is just going to play, like we've seen in her last couple fights, she's going to play it like a smarter, more boring, I guess, fight, but it's going to be like a easier way to victory, just be able to get the takedown, secure the top. And I don't think Weili is the most well-versed when she's on the ground either. So I think that Valentina is going to be able to just kind of control her on top. It won't be the most exciting win, but I think Valentina is just going to, she's really just been like a vet in her last couple of fights and just like getting these wins out and not really trying to like go for the finish.
Yeah.
There will be a reach advantage at least, at the very least.
For sure, guys. For sure.
I think Valentina's like 5'7", right?
I would be surprised. I want to say she's shorter than me. I've seen her once in person, and I was
short.
Yeah, I was shocked by how small she was.
Her reach. Maybe her reach is 60.
95% of both of what you guys said I agree with. The one thing I do disagree and kind of I think Valentina is going to be bigger than Weili, and I know they're going to be the same weight on fight day. I get it, guys. I think Valentina is a veteran of the sport. Dude, she's fought at 135 before. Like, this is Weili, who's like the 115 queen. Like, that's a big jump. I will throw that out there. I think Valentina is going to be bigger than Weili.
Valentina also fought at 135 before there was a 125, so she didn't really have the option at that point, Okay.
But she was competitive with Amanda Nunes, who's huge.
Yes. She beat everyone other than Amanda. I think she was like 3-1, right? At 135.
So her reach, I found her reach. Her reach is 67 inches. Weili's is 63. So not like a, I guess, 4-inch reach advantage. It's not like a Montel Jackson versus Figueiredo reach disadvantage, but there will be a little bit. There will be a little bit.
And you should have seen their arm difference too.
What?
Oh, so I'm the worst. I'm the worst. This is the funniest thing, guys. That will be the worst press conference ever. Islam JDM, Whaley, Valentina, Sean Brady, and Michael Morales. That is the fights. Could be the 3 greatest fights in the history of our sport. Press conference wise, it's horrific.
There's literally not 2 fighters that can speak to each other in the same language.
Yeah,
like,
that is horrible.
Talk to their opponent.
That is bad. And like none of them are fun. Like there's not a funny guy up there. There's not even like a mean guy up there. There's not even like they're just 6 of the best fighters in the world.
Islam will just stare at JDM like this. JDM will maybe talk a little smack.
That is bad too. For MSG,
Maybe Valentino will just bow at each other.
Oh, I can't wait for that. Actually, can't wait. Well, guys, what a time in Fight Bananas. What a great time. Just everything that's happening. But in December, literally in an 8-day span, L. Dawson's fighting, Grant Dawson's fighting, Gillian Robertson fighting. I expect 3 wins, 3 stoppages, 2 bonuses. I might coach up. Tell Grant Thiago Alves has nothing on Dave Van Auken coaching him up. I might coach up Grant. I might get 3 wins.
Does Grant need a mouth guard holder? I know a guy.
Thanks, G. Dude, G's got my back since day one. I appreciate her. She's the best, guys. We're letting her run Sunday morning after UFC Vancouver. Sunday morning brew. Gillian Robertson and L. Dawson. G, you're the best. We'll talk to you soon, friend. We'll see you.
See you guys.
There we go. What a show.
I'm seeing our guests real quick.
Okay. I did the first hour without you. I can do another minute, right? She didn't even hear that joke. Unbelievable, guys. That is so crazy, though. 8 days. What a time for Fight Bananas. We got to get like a special t-shirt, like Fight Bananas Fight Camp. All proceeds go to my bank account.
I really want us to just throw some one-liners.
I know. We should do that.
On the t-shirts. We need a Calm Down Dave t-shirt. That's like a necessity.
Yeah.
What's something ridiculous I've said?
What have you not said that's ridiculous? Okay. Oh my gosh. Oh, good. So we haven't talked really. A Dakota Ditchera update. Do we have any updates, Ella Dawson?
I saw her today. She's back. She's back in the U.S.
Nice.
Man, I don't think we should expect anything from PFL for a while. Like, think about it.
They got 1 card left. It's done.
Yeah, they have 1 card left for the year. The tournament doesn't start again until like
May.
Like,
May.
6-8 months of dead time for the PFL. I know they plan to do like a championships card, like a champions card, whatever.
Yeah, I heard January 20th, January 21st is that date. It's a card in January for them.
But like, I know they'll do a few of those there. I don't know. I do think, I mean, she said on some interviews that she would like to go back into the tournament. So maybe she'll just wait until May. I'm not sure.
Well, breaking news, Dakota Ditchera is back in the 2020. All right.
You're fired, Dave, guys. I can't do that.
Opinion on Davey Grant Jourdain.
Grant and Charles Jourdain. I am so confused that Charles Jourdain can even make 135. It doesn't make sense to me, to be completely honest with you. He looked massive at 145. But somehow, some way, Charles Jourdain has figured it out. I think I'm gonna take Charles Jourdain here. I know he can be kind of inconsistent too, but I did expect him to look a lot better against Woodson when they fought. But he's going down, like he's such a big guy at this weight class, and I feel like I think his striking and his range control, and he has a really good guillotine, so he can threaten that on anybody that's shooting on him. I think there's a lot to be said here for Charles Jourdain, in my opinion. I think that's interesting. Jourdain's brother should step in and fight Malcolm Wellmaker. Is that fight's open now?
Yeah, Wellmaker's opponent, he got hurt.
Wow. I like that kid a lot. I like Wellmaker.
Oh yeah.
I didn't know
He's
Charles
fighting.
Jourdain had a brother. Who is he in the UFC or?
He just won it on the Contender Series. Watch it every Tuesday night. It's the last time.
Oh yeah, that's right. I did hear about that. I did not watch last week. I'm sorry. I didn't.
You too busy in a fight camp, Al?
No, I am. I was lifting. I was at strength and conditioning last week
Wow.
on Tuesday. So sorry.
It's funny that show, like because I miss Rio, you know that I was it was my wife and I's 10-year anniversary. So we went on a little special dinner. We got a babysitter. So I missed the Rio live. I rarely do that. You know that, El. But I did go home and like it's easy for me, like on a UFC card, to rewatch stuff and rewind. The Contender Series, it's hard. As soon as you know who won and if they got a contract, it's hard to go back.
I'm sorry. Say that again. I was checking to see if Michael was going to join us. I don't think he is. I'm so sorry, Dave. I got hit in the face today, okay?
Dude.
You gotta cut me some slack.
Oh, dude. I'm not even joking. I am so excited for your fight, Al. Like, in all jokes aside, I know we're mostly joking, but I do think I'm going to be there. I am planning on being there.
Let's go. No, you should be. You should be. Are you still boycotting UFC 321?
Oh, yeah. I'm not buying it. I'm not. I'm sorry, guys.
There will be no watch party. Sorry.
Yeah, no watch. We'll have like a watch party with someone else. Yeah, I'm not watching the event, guys. $90 for Cyril Gahn in the main event and Verna Jandiroba in the co. Not doing it.
I actually am interested to see the Dern Jandiroba fight, but it's not enough to carry a $90 pay-per-view. I agree. It's not there. I love that they're loading up 323 though. This is, in my mind, this is what they're doing. They're like, all right, let's do 321 super week as a big FU to ESPN. And then right before we leave them, we're just going to have one more banger pay-per-view. It's like a showing off your hot new girlfriend in front of your ex, like right before you leave.
Those are good times. Those are good times. But I will say, you ready for this one?
It's going to be awesome.
For you and I, like 323, I can't wait for that day. You ready for that one? It might be our last ever. We'll do from the first fight to the last one. We'll do a 7-8 hour watch along because the fights on the prelims are so good. It's a bad selling main event. Marab and Petr Yan is not selling a ton of pay-per-views. Just throwing it out there.
Maybe so. I don't know. I feel like there's so many good fights on this card. So and maybe they're doing that way too. Like they're loading up good fights that isn't going to make ESPN all that much money. And then next year it won't matter anyway because nobody's going to be paying for the pay-per-views. Okay.
Sean.
I agree with you, Sean. Like it's the main card is just, it's not $90. It's not.
Yeah. And look, and Sean, I'm using your words and dude, Sean, you're one of my favorites. We love you here in Fight Finesse. So we want you to know that Sean Sterling is that dude. We love Sean Sterling. 321 actually has some very solid fights, but the main two doesn't carry enough attention. Sean, back to are we as hardworking Americans supposed to spend $90 on very solid fights? That's not good enough. We should not be accepting that. Like we deserve better. If we're spending $90, we want a great card, great fights, a big banger. We want to see one of the guys come back. We want to see a mega pay-per-view, Max Holloway or Ilya or Chimaev. We want to see a major name and then some great fights, not a very solid fight. So that's why I'm against it. We deserve better.
Dave will not pay $90 for this. You heard it here. The rumors are Khamzat and Ilya will be main and co-main next year, January. Yeah, I expect the first card on Paramount to just be stupid. Really the first, I guess, the first number card is going to be insane. It has to be like that. They have to show Paramount that they are worth $7.8 billion. This is a fair point, Coach Mike.
Yes.
ESPN got the bag. That's why we don't. They don't need our $90 more.
And that's why that's why I'm so dead set on this. Like, guys, and also if they were just on ESPN going forward, I think I would have to, because I would feel okay about it. But we're not. Literally 2 months later, we're gonna see Ilya Taporia free on Paramount Plus. Like, we're never gonna have to spend $90 again. We did it. We made it, guys. We're better than this. But the Islam Jack Della Maddalena has my money. Sean Brady and Morales added to the card. Love it. And 323, I'm going to be there live, so won't have to spend $90. So, so you're flying right away. Do you have the flight already, red eye, or that's just the game?
Oh no, we haven't booked anything yet. I got to look and see, but I think I'm pretty sure I'm the co-main event of my card. So it's going to have to be either a very late flight on Friday night or a very early flight on Saturday morning. I would prefer to fly Friday night because I don't want to risk, delays and things like that happening. And keeping Mike from getting to Grant's fight as, in a timely fashion. But that's the plan right now.
If there's some hard flights and Mike doesn't want to risk it, I know a guy that can be your head coach and will coach you up to victory. Yeah, I'm not letting this down. Okay? Not letting it down. The best. The ruthless one is absolutely back. I like it. Fight Camp L is back.
Which means I'm going to be really tired for 8 weeks. Dave drives us from Missouri to Vegas.
That's a long one.
I've done that drive before. It's like 18.
Oh,
it's like 18 hours. Well, I was driving from southern Missouri, but I drove. It was like an 16 to 18 hour drive. I think it was long.
Wow.
We're not doing that. We won't make it. We won't make it in time.
Whoa. Coach Mike. It is free. Paramount Plus. A lot of people have Paramount Plus already. I don't myself, but for $12.99 and you get all the fight nights, that's what people can cancel UFC for.
That's what I was going to ask. Like, do we know if it's going to go up? Because right now we have Paramount, and I'd love to keep paying the same amount.
No, right? For the first year, I think they guaranteed it's staying the same.
Nice. Okay.
I assume, they might, Disney's done that $1. Netflix has done that. Dude, I remember having Netflix for $9.99 at one time in my life. It is $25.99 now.
That's crazy.
Yeah, crazy time.
Remember when you used to get the when Netflix was, we mail DVDs to your house?
We did it. I did it.
That was a different time.
Laserdisc. I remember they used to mail me a Laserdisc. You
could only get 2 at a time. It was like
crazy time. It would take a whole week too to go back and forth. It was so time lagging.
It was easier to just go to Blockbuster.
For sure. Real quick, one question to Ellen, you probably know the answer. Should we end the show and have a special Michelle, her own show, or?
I mean, she should be here in like 2 minutes. She's driving right now.
Okay.
So we can. I think it tends to people have a hard time finding the new stream rather than.
We'll stay.
Yeah, we can just have her come. It's up to you. It's your call.
We'll stay. I forgot I don't know if your amazing husband who has a fight on December 6th against Emmanuel Torres. We didn't do Banana Blitz.
Oh, we can. He's right here. He can just yell his answers. He's waiting at the door for Michelle. I asked him to wait at the door for Michelle because I know all 3 of our dogs are gonna run over to her and be like, "Hi." We can pick your top 3 Banana Blitz questions and I'll answer them while we're waiting for Michelle.
What's your underdog fighter to win at UFC Vancouver?
Hang on, let me pull up the card. Oh, underdog? I think I'm going to say Kevin Holland. I'm going to say that there's some juice on Kevin Holland. Like you said, he's due for a good performance. We usually get a bad one and then a good one. So I'm going to say him.
This is a tough one. I actually thought about this, and I was ready to debate this. Who is the biggest superstar going into UFC Vancouver?
It's probably Kevin Holland.
Wow. Okay.
I don't even think it's in the main event. RDR just hasn't been around long enough to garner the same fan base that Kevin Holland has. And I just don't think – I like Brendan Allen a lot. I think he is popular, but I don't think he has reached superstardom status. And I don't think RDR has yet either.
You ready for mine? You might really you might think I'm off my rocker. Cheeto Vera fought for the championship, defeated Sugar Sean O'Malley. He's the biggest superstar going into the show.
So many people do not know who Cheeto Vera is. And they should.
But Kevin Holland's the biggest name in the
No. Kevin Holland is a way bigger superstar than Cheeto Vera.
What?
He fights like 5 times a year. We see Cheeto Vera once a year if we're lucky.
Sometimes that's how you become a superstar. I'm just throwing it out there. Sometimes less is more.
No, not in
Kevin
this case.
Holland lost to D-Rod.
And people still want to tune in to watch him. He doesn't matter how many times he loses. People love him.
You might be right. Who's the biggest superstar in Canada that night? Jazz or Mike Malott?
It's probably Mike. But I have to change my answer because Kevin Holland is no longer an underdog. They're even money. I switched my underdog to Jasmine. I hadn't looked at the odds yet, but they are flipped because a lot of people are betting on Kevin Holland apparently.
Yeah, he's definitely. Who's the lock of the night that's not Asman Bikoff?
They're minus 105 an underdog, even though it's like, what's up? Sorry. Grant asked me
Who's
something.
the lock of the night at UFC Vancouver that's not named Asmat Bikoff?
Why can't I pick Azamat?
You can.
The other lock of the night is Drew Dober.
Yeah.
Drew Dober.
He's I just don't. The guy that he's fighting, they needed somebody that was willing to fight short notice. That against Benoit, they needed to grab a Canadian, and Kyle Propolek was just in the right place at the right time. I just don't think he's UFC level.
Yeah, I feel you. That's a good one. I feel you. And Drew needs a win, right?
Yeah.
Dober needs a win.
And I think this is a very favorable matchup for him. And I definitely think Azamat is winning this fight as well. That is a banger.
Wow. Take my money. Take my money.
That is a banger. But why have them fight each other now when nobody really is following either of them? You have them fight after both of them are up in the rankings. There's no reason to do that to two insanely hot prospects. Like you don't want to lose one of them right now. It doesn't make any sense.
Dawson says, Grant says you need to text me who else is fighting on UFC 323, and it doesn't rhyme with Mokiano.
Oh, is it the one you texted me earlier?
Yeah, don't say it.
I won't. I'll text it to you.
I'll text
Okay.
you.
I did tell him half of it.
Me?
Yeah. Oh, Grant's texting it to you. Don't say it out loud.
I won't. You know me. Scott's honor.
Oh. But yeah, it's
real quick. Back to Malott and Holland, the fight itself. Oh, wow.
I did tell you half of it, technically.
Oh. I feel so bad for the people that's watching this. They probably hate us right now. I apologize. We will never do that again. That's a great fight.
It is. It is.
I'm sorry, people. We've never done this before. We always tell you guys everything. Probably too much.
The bangerest banger on that card, though, is freaking Chris Duncan and Terrence McKinney.
Oh.
That is the fight. That is like years in the making for us to have that fight.
I know.
All right, I'm going to take me out for 2 seconds, talk to the people. I'm going to set Michelle up, and we'll be right back.
All right. Let me talk about Chris Duncan and Terrence McKinney. Guys, this fight is so good. These guys are, one, absolute savages. Two, I love their fighting style, and I think Chris Duncan is maybe a little bit more like this. but they're both of them just walk forward and throw bombs at each other. And then you ready for both fighters? I think the underrated part is both of them are really, really good with grappling and submission attempts. We all know that Duncan's done the guillotine submission before. Terrence McKinney at Fusion XL Performance has some submission skills. That fight is not going 15 minutes. That fight is not going 15 minutes. The fight announcement is not this. It is not Moicano or Ruffy, neither of them. It's an absolute banger. You will see it in the next 12 hours, I assume. It's a great fight. It's a great fight. It's a really good one. We have our guest live in the Dawson's house coming in any minute now. Always love talking to her. She's coming off of her first UFC win. It's always fun. But good show. Gillian Savage Robertson was great. Grant Dawson was great. Sorry we didn't connect with Michael Aswell. We'll get that going. Oh, okay. All right. Well, I'm not. It's hard for me to do a crazy big introduction because she's already there, and I just want to say hi.
I'll just bring us in then.
What's up, Michelle? How are you?
How you doing over there?
We are beyond blessed over here. You have dogs on you coming off of. You have a UFC win glow.
Yeah, like a kid in candy.
Very true. Very true.
He's getting way too much puppy love.
Oh.
Hey, you're fine. Co's getting sat on. Caesar's insane. We're just
Really wants me to throw the toy.
yeah, he does. Hey,
Okay. I'll do one, and then Elle, please take it away. I guess, Michelle, we've been following your career for multiple years. Was that week, and then the fight, and then the win, and the post-fight stuff, was it everything you kind of wanted to be, dream of it to be?
It's hard to dream of that kind of thing, and never fighting pro in front of my parents, fighting in Australia, UFC debut, like all things that you haven't got like a preconceived experience of. And so there's certain parts that you could like imagine and be like, yep, that feels right. And then the rest of it was just, you just taking it, like throwing caution to the wind and hoping you fly all good, So everything that happened was for me, barring mistakes in the fight and that there, which every fighter's going to have in their own opinion. It was perfect, the way the staff handles you and treats you as well and everything. And yeah, I was blown away.
Really? So you did feel the difference from nothing against other promotions beforehand? You did kind of feel like, oh, yeah, this is the UFC machine behind you?
I mean, as an athlete, it's all sort of the same thing, I think the difference was the amount of media coverage. And my brother he's not a fighter. He's just a scrappy boy, but he was blown away too. Like the messages he would get compared to when I was in the PFL, like supportive ones and things, and people reaching out was, a pretty cool sense of pride for my country and family, like last name and stuff. But it's not like it's brand new to the fight scene. It's just a lot more people tune into the UFC. Obviously, it's a fact. So the exposure was pretty different.
well, and I feel like these more local cards as well, they just bring a different energy. They bring different eyes. And so like to be in Perth, to be in Australia, so close to your home country, like that's got to add to the experience as well.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Like I wouldn't normally be in the red corner on a debut against the Guilds Head fights, but they, I guess probably because of the home crowd and stuff like that, their home crowd, like it, yeah, I was like this. I was getting smothered by cheers.
Look at that. I love it. Was there anything in there? Of course, still undefeated. Stoppages, always getting that rear naked choke. Did you feel like, hey, with making your UFC debut and maybe with more eyes on you more than ever, did you have any pressure? Did you feel anything? Oh, I need to get a finish, or you were just, hey, taking it, whatever came to you, and hey, you won. It's hard to win in the UFC, and just keep the train moving.
No, it wasn't like there was pressure to finish because the others have been finishers. Obviously, whatever happens in a fight happens, but I certainly was frustrated isn't the right word, because I wasn't frustrated in there. Everything was just happening in a blur. I wasn't able to slow it down, which happens in the only time you can slow it down is when you're sparring. every fight you can't until I'm on the ground. But even on the ground, I couldn't like pause and be like, oh, switch your arms or like finish it like this. Like those things that I didn't finish in the fight submission wise, like I can always finish. And I was like, or at least transition to something better and finish the next thing. It was a weird, mentally I was all there on the ground, but I certainly physically was rushing through things. And I don't know, I mean, just all the environment around, you know, and I think also the only thing I remember feeling is that once I started bleeding from that cut in the first round, like when she was on the bottom, and I had no idea like if it was like bad, and I know they stopped like Shatara's fight for a cut above the arse, so all I knew it was warm and that was bleeding, dripping down everywhere. So I thought, oh, I have to probably finish this in case they stop it, but I didn't know how bad it was. And when they must have put a replay on when I was going to my corner between the two rounds, and I heard all the crowd go, "Ooh!" And I was like, "Don't look, don't look, don't look." Like I was cautious about getting elbowed again and having it bust wide open. And I think that was in my mind of playing it too safe and, you know, not trusting my submission game on the ground. Some of those near finish positions, you know.
And with that being said, too, like Luana Carolina, like she has a lot of experience. You're talking about, oh, I wasn't able to slow the fight down. I wasn't able to get the finish. This girl, this was her 10th promotional fight. So does that give you some confidence going into this division now, knowing that you beat a girl that has had 10 fights in the UFC, still has a winning UFC record, and most people don't make their debut against someone with that level of experience?
Yeah, in a sense, I think the biggest confidence I get is that I got 3 rounds, right? In the last 2 years, I've fought less than 5 minutes. So to have one fight of 15 this year, like, you know, massive for me to take that into the bank, figuratively speaking. And so I think the biggest confidence comes from knowing, oh, I can visually see every moment where I was making errors on the ground, like holding the wrist not in here for the elbows, or like the submissions that I just had small things wrong that I normally shouldn't. So all those small bits actually are like photographically implanted in my brain. And, you know, even not listening to coach on the feet, you know, she's landing that hook the whole time and I'm still throwing the jab first instead of like the two, like all that small things that could have saved me a little bit of grief in there. I've really like ingrained in my brain. So I think that's the biggest benefit against a girl that was a bit, as chaotic as me, right? Like no like real rhyme or rhythm to it. But still landing. So I'm like, if this girl's landing like this, then girls that are more like finesse, like have a route to go. So at least I can see in my head very clearly those are the areas. So and her record, I mean, to a certain extent in the women's division, records can mean something and then they also cannot. I watched her fights, and the fights that she won, the girls that she fought, the grapplers, barring obviously Molly fight, the girls were doing so good, then they'd make a mistake. Like the judo girl, every time she'd take her down off the wall, she was getting swept on the way down. So something that I don't do is like I take you down wrestling style, like to your back. And so that sort of thing there, I was like, okay, I have confidence that I can finish this. Her last few wins, I was like, yeah, she did fight well. The other girl fought almost good. So I knew that, yeah, that was the record, but we can see where we can go on this.
Yeah. I mean, go ahead, Dave. You have something?
I was going to say one more thing, and then there's a couple questions, and then Elle, please take it away. One thing I had for you, Michelle, is the PFL, when you were kind of like in and out, it was the contenders, like their challenger series. You really didn't have like some set dates. Usually the UFC, you know, will get you 2 or 3 dates kind of booked. Also, I know that they're going back to that side of, you know, the world in February or March. I think it's February. Is that kind of like, I hopefully got that penciled and you're going to be in that area? Would you be happy in that area, or would you want to fight in Vegas? Is there another spot you want to go to? What's kind of next for you? Do you have something in mind?
Well, I was talking to Amanda yesterday. I'm trying to get on in December, right? Because if I wait till February, that's almost half a year between the two, and then you take more rest and you maybe get another fight. It's just, if we're obviously, we're probably going to be in the lineup for the Sydney card in February. They like to put locals down there. Obviously, it's a good thing. But I've got a lot of little areas to fix up, and it's my debut. So I'm on catch-up mode, right? Like these girls have been in there already. You got me and Bea making our debuts and stuff, and Bea's been in the grappling game for a long time. Like I started MMA, everything at the same time only 10 years ago. So I finally like got my foot in the door, and now it's not time to like rest on my laurels. Like I'm in catch-up mode, right? So for me, that how much experience I got in that 15 minutes, I want to do that again this year. And I know there's no featherweight girls booked this year still. I'm at bantamweight. So there's no actually fights booked for any of the girls in that division this year that I can find. So take out the girls that have got something next year or injured, that there's got to be a couple there where it's still someone's comment, Michelle versus Irene Aldana.
Oh,
Does Michelle miss a night out in Vegas? Oh, Roto Vegas, hard. And then, so anyway, like obviously they're not going to give me that fight, but like she's fairly ranked. But shit, I'm not going to say no to anybody. I mean, my coaches or manager might, but me personally, I won't be saying no to anybody. Someone said Chelsea Chandler. I'm like, I would love to get the 1-2 want to do.
Oh, this was Luana was grabbing the inside of Michelle's glove in round 3, shaking my head.
I know. I actually, honestly, not that mad because it took me so long to get to the rear naked. Every time I went to go to a back, she defended so well, which is when I should have finished another way, and I didn't. So when I finally got to the back, and then I was like, man, why is she so strong all of a sudden? What the heck? And I look over and her hand is in here because the gloves I didn't fit this woman's smallest ones or biggest ones. So I had the men's small, but they were gaping. And it was a whole thing. So anyway, I remember yelling in her ear. I was like, looked over and I seen it and I was like, bro, get your hand out my glove. And she like, even doesn't speak English, but she was like straight away took it out.
My bad.
I told her, I don't know what, I said, bro, get your hand out my glove. But honestly, I see that shit happen all the time.
Yeah.
And it's like, that's just a veteran move like that. You get a little bit and then get a warning. There's just those small things that, even if I don't do, people are going to do them to save their neck, right? And so I need to,
you need to be prepared for it.
Have it wrapped up tighter and like have the choke deep before I start fighting for it. Like, so so it's whatever.
We'll do this comment. I have one more question for her. Who does Michelle think from the PFL that can become a top UFC fighter one day?
I think we all know. Say it on 3. 1, 2, 3. Dakota.
I don't even. Izzy Boy just wanted us to say Dakota because he asked something about Dakota earlier in the comment section. I want to go back to one other person that you brought up. You brought up Bia making her debut. Obviously, beautiful performance.
Oh my
as
gosh.
well. There's something in the water for the bantamweights at ATT. You have Kayla there, Bia, Yana just coming off of a great win. Coming off of a great win. There's a ton of momentum for you guys, but also I think something really special is the grappling that a lot of you guys bring to the table. What do you feel like is different about the room and your like just this little team that you guys have?
I think that we're in a unique position there where we have the greatest judoka in the world, Kayla. We have the greatest jiu-jitsu artist in the world, Bia. And then we have enough of us, ones like Yana, myself, and Claudia as well in that way, that are, reasonably good or could be the best at another gym. It may be in that area, will dominate someone. But putting us in that group together and we all respect each other so well, like even Bia and Kayla, like they can go around and it's all respect and good hard work. So when you have that and you're not the best in the room every day of the week at every session, someone always edges you out, like that improves us all together, right? I remember back in New Zealand, like if I'm training somewhere and I'm thinking, am I doing this grappling comp? Am I better than this? Like I'm thinking like, what am I like against like the girls and like the top of the world, right? And like when I first came over to AGT, I was getting freaking Marina was getting me with a head and arm choke every day. And I was like, what the, like it's just like when you're around that environment all the time, you're going to improve, right? And so having even the top girls amongst us and each other, you find ways that you can survive better for 5 minutes, and you find ways that you can, hold a position better for 5 minutes. Like even if you don't get the finish, like, they will push you to just hold on, So I think that for us is that, and plus they do spike that water pretty good.
With that being said, just to do devil's advocate, and I usually don't, Michelle, I'm very usually positive, especially with you, my friend. That's a lot of the division, especially a lot of youth good of that division all at one camp. Does that worry you that sometimes the lightweights, Grant Dawson, Moicano, Gamrot, when Dustin was doing his thing, it's a lot. Chris Duncan is on the way. It's a lot in one weight class. Are you worried at all that sooner or later you might have to cross-decaminate kind of a thing?
Well, luckily for us, Pahumpa's in charge of most of us. So I mean, they initially when they called Pahumpa, I think Miko under, and asked about for Michelle, what about Bia? And Pahumpa's like, whoa! So immediately they were like, oh shit. So I think personally, we're for the most part on different trajectories. Like we've got Kayla, at the top and finishing up like her like world reign, right? She's got a whole life outside of the gym as well. Some of us we still have to make a name for ourselves, a bank for ourselves, like no house, no kids, all these things, right? So she is probably going to be sorted before like me or Bia are near that area, or Yana, right? And Yana's already said, as long as Kayla's the champ, she's not fighting her.
Right. And she's kind of still in the middle of the rankings.
She's got some people
too.
there that she's still
all kind of spaced out.
Bia, after her performance and her accolades as well, is probably going to be fighting girls ranked up quicker than me, and that's probably a fact. Looking at numbers and performances, like the errors made and things. So me and Claudia might be fighting similar kind of girls. But when you think, oh, that's a lot of girls in one division, when you actually zoom out, there's a shit ton of girls that aren't at the gym that none of us have. So yeah, I really don't think it would happen. The only chance would be, say, you're in the top 3, but no. To fit it all together, you end up fighting each other is, touch wood, pretty unlikely.
All right, Dave. Dave, I know we went a smidge over what you normally would like us to for the StreamYard.
For Michelle, anything. Okay, anything for Michelle.
Anything.
It's her show. It's her show, dude. I just want personally. I've always appreciated. You've always been. Huh?
It's the puppy show. We're just living in it.
Yeah,
that's very true. I was just gonna say to Michelle, she's always been super, super kind to me. It's been, I forget. I think it was Icon. I think, or was it PFL then Icon? You just always been really, really nice to me and us at Fight Finesse. So I just want to say thank you. We appreciate you very much.
And same goes for you guys as well. It's a pleasure to be on, and it was such good company.
It's been really cool to just watch you progress. Get to the UFC. I'm super excited to see.
This is Michelle's career.
Like, right, we just take it easy, and now we need to just lock it down and just.
Okay.
Also,
it's like the boost. Those roller coasters in Orlando. You get like the boost to right off the.
And you see some of them get stuck on the rise. Go for that.
Don't do that. But I'm good, Elle. If you have anything else for Michelle, it's totally up to you. If not, we're.
Well, okay. So you brought up December. You brought up the possibility of Sydney in February. Is there a name that is in your mind for either one of those dates?
I wish I could remember the name that Yana told me. I don't know if it was Norma or someone else.
Norma
I can't remember, dude. We're in the car driving out Utah. It was all blurred. But I mean, someone posted up Chelsea Chandler. I'm like, we're at similar stages,
right.
And she's a big unit, and wouldn't mind humbling her if she's finished running around the cage.
That made for some great memes. I have to admit, I did feel kind of bad for Chelsea Chandler.
I did too, but also like, why the fuck did you do that?
Why did you do that?
So anyway, M versus double M versus the double C. What are you gonna do?
Let's do it.
I love it.
Call out for Chelsea Chandler for December.
The artwork is already getting made up right now.
And if you find someone else, plug it in the artwork. It's cool.
As long as Michelle's on one half.
Yeah. She'll like it. There we go. Well, very cool. Well, like I said, we immensely appreciate you live and also at Elle Dawson's house. It's always a pleasure. It's always a fun.
I'm coming.
All right, we got to do another card break soon. Card break or a watch along at the Dawson's house. And Michelle, we would love if you would be involved.
I would love to be here, and I'll be on time this time, so I don't miss the big ones.
You're good. The card breaks last longer.
Oh God, right there.
Is that the Kayla card?
Yeah.
Shit.
That was so cool. Yeah. I can't believe she pulled her own card.
Yeah, no, I would say staged if it could be, but it's not, so that's pretty cool.
There's some pretty strong Zins over there too.
Hey.
PT brought in Italian Zins. I think they're 13s. It's the purple one.
Oh yeah, extra strong. Ooh, okie dokie.
I think he's got an open.
We got 14.7 gram. That puts my little American one just.
Look at that.
Ooh, you want his in? Oh yeah, you love that Zin so much. I'm like,
well, we appreciate it. All right, with Gillian Robertson, Grant Dawson, Michelle Montague, Elle Dawson. I'm off.
There you are. Sorry. I was trying to bring you back so you could talk to the people. I think I muted you. Say it again.
So, hey, it's not the first time, El, and it definitely won't be the last. Guys, L. Dawson is back December 5th in Kansas City. Grant Dawson, December 6th. Gillian Robertson, December 13th. Michelle, I need a fight. I'm trying to get in this Fight Bananas fight camp there. So if you got, if you know
you trying to have
another commentator?
You trying to fight?
Dude, I get my head off the center line so good.
If there's another 40-year-old commentator out there that's ready to throw down.
Boy, whatever. I did a podcast with him once. Oh, yeah. You got a license for those babies. Open seal carry.
All right, we're out of here. Michelle, we appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. We'll see everyone. I think Friday at 10 or 11 now.
Probably earlier than that because I have
on the spot. We'll see you live. That fight announcement's gonna be awesome. I can't wait.